What's up, my good people? Happy to be here with you, hanging out with you where sports truly meets that thing called life. And I'm down in the Sunshine State, so I'm happy to be here hanging out inside of the beautiful, beautiful state of Florida. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful day. And I'm not supposed to be doing work, and obviously I always listen to that. But I felt the need to bring these special segments to you that we do every single week before we get into our continued takeover of Alfred University Saxons football. So with that being said, inside of ModPawspopcorn.com is what's popping. We bring you the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is what the acronym stands for. Proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And the top dog of the week, proudly presented by Canine Kamp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. So, however you're connecting with us today, thank you so much for hanging out, and thanks for tuning in. We are available worldwide, up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and of course, in our home of New York and our second home of the great state of Florida. So however you're with us, thank you so much for being with us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. And as promised, we're going to jump right into it. The annoying moment of the week coming up for you right now.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. The annoying moment. I love that every single time. I want to shout out my producer that I had back in a little bit of history a few years back here, Nicholas Cicero, who helped put that together for me. The reason why I've kept it the same, this intro, for so many years is because it's hard to sometimes find that person that can just figure out your brain, right? When you could talk to somebody and say, like, this is my vision and this is what I'm thinking. And that is everything and more that I was thinking of when I was talking to Nick about it, and kind of like, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I want, and he found a way to capture it perfectly. So when something like that happens, you got to give credit where credit is due, and that credit definitely goes to Nicholas Cicero. So a shout out to him, and I hope you're doing well, buddy, and I hope all is going well. So with that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life, it's time to get into the annoying moment of the week. And my annoying moment this week would, I think it really comes down to, it could be an annoying moment in different weeks, but it's something that, stays on my mind. And definitely down here you see it. Greg said, TGIFDT, hopefully the Sunshine State's treating you well. Yeah, it's treating me very well. So my annoying moment, it's treating me great. Here's my annoying moment. But I would say my annoying moment is, one of the things is when you forget something. So I genuinely try to do a good job at remembering everything, obviously. And I make it a point to be very purposeful of what I need to remember, and when I'm going on trips and whatnot. And every once in a while you forget something. And I tend to forget that annoying thing that, like, so many people forget. Like, there was a time where I would forget my toothbrush 2 or 3 times. And this time, ironically, I forgot toothpaste. So when you go and stay with family, they have toothpaste. So then you're thinking in your head, okay, well, they have it, so I'll just have to get it when I go to my next place. And I totally forgot. Got to the next place and was like, no toothpaste. So I know it's an easy fix, but there's always that morning where you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't have toothpaste. So it's like, well, I got to go get it, but in order to go get it, I have to go out into the public without brushed teeth. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a hygiene person. I take care of myself. always want to smell good and feel good and, put your best foot forward when you're out in public. So that whole, like, I have to go get the toothpaste in order to use the toothpaste, and that means I have to go out in public so that I can obtain this toothpaste. And that is something that is an annoying moment for me because I totally forgot it. I had plenty of opportunities to go get it, but something inside of me just didn't remember. So here we are having to go get toothpaste out in public, doing that thing. My other annoying moment and it is, it's when you forget something, right? Because you never want, you never want to have to sit there and go, okay, I got everything. And then you're missing that one thing, and you're like, son of a bee, And so, because you think you did so well, and then there's that, like, one little tiny thing, like a little tiny tube of toothpaste that you're forgetting. So hopefully you didn't forget anything on your trips and your travels. If you did, well, then we're in the same boat. Join the party, and we'll go find it together. We'll go get what we need. Maybe I'll see you over at the store. Well, I'm going to get my stuff. So, yeah. So happy to be here with you this morning, definitely. And admitting to forgetting toothpaste, because sometimes that happens, right? And you just gotta deal with it. Gotta go out in public and say, hey, guess what? I don't have any toothpaste in my mouth. Nobody smell my breath for the next 2 minutes, and then you go in the bathroom and brush your teeth. And that's the other thing too, is when you get it and you're out, what do? Do you brush your teeth in the car with your finger? Do you go into a bathroom and brush your teeth and risk having somebody, see you? Or do you go all the way back to your hotel and brush your teeth there? Lots of questions this morning. I'm getting deep. So that's one of my annoying moments of the week. My other annoying moment of the week is just common courtesy. It's just being nice to people. When you go to amusement parks and I had a great experience yesterday, so I'm not saying anything to that respect. It's just have fun, right? And be nice to people. And to the people that are fighting, fighting in general is uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable for the people around you that see you doing it. It's not great. It's not fun by any stretch of the imagination. And when you start fighting in public and people can see you doing it, then it gets really awkward. And then I start to feel like I'm a part of it, and then I get uncomfortable. So, I saw a couple of people just having a bad attitude yesterday, and they're just kind of yelling, and they're annoyed. And I'm sitting here you're on vacation. You're supposed to be in the happiest place on earth. You're in Disney. There's rides that are unique to Disney that you can't find anywhere else. There's food that you can't find anywhere else. And there's these experiences and these views that you can't find anywhere else. Why are you fighting? Just be positive and have a good time. And, I think most people did from my perspective. But it's just relax and have fun. My other annoying moment of the week is these prices are ridiculous, and y'all need to work on these prices because these prices are insane. I don't understand who can afford these prices on a consistent basis, and I think it's really rude and disrespectful to be doing this to people and having people pay the prices that they're paying. It's way too much. It's double what was here in 12 years ago, I think. So, I understand that prices go, and that was the other thing, too, is I had a conversation with somebody a couple days ago as part of the annoying moment of the week. Just people raising their prices, raising it $1 a month. What is the point of that, right? I got I have streaming service for TV, and it went up $8 since I got it, and I haven't even had it. I don't even know if I've had it a year. Maybe I have, but it's gone up $8 a month. And now it's kind of close to the price of the cable that I was paying for when I had cable. And then you look at this other stuff, and it's well, this went up $1. Well, this went up $1.23. And it's for what? What are you going to do with the $1.23? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Just somebody keep your prices right. Which Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, we actually do keep our prices consistent, and we're good to our a wonderful family of partners, and they could speak for themselves and tell you that we don't go crazy on their prices and we're not jacking them up every year. And, oh, it's a Tuesday, so everything's going up $1. So my annoying moments of the week: forgetting toothpaste, having to go brush my teeth, deciding if I'm going to come back to the hotel or if I'm going to brush my teeth in the car, and then and then and then beyond that, my annoying moment of the week is people fighting in public because it's just uncomfortable for everybody. And my other annoying moment of the week is just people raising their prices, and just stop. Okay, keep your prices consistent. If every price is going up, they're going to pay attention to the people that aren't raising their prices. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, Superpowered Pop, Do Diz with Dan, Comic Book Trails, and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. We're not price killers, and we're not constantly attacking you and raising prices like crazy, and it's just never been who I am, And we've been good to the businesses that have been with us, and the longer you're with us, the more you see just how good and consistent we are. And I would love it if other businesses would do that. With that being said, we're going to jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver. And it is proudly presented, this acronym, by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. And today's topic: don't give up, right? Simple to say, 3 words: don't give up. But it's difficult. As easy as it is to say, it's exponentially hard to do. So, you may be in a place today where you feel like you can't go on. And I'm going to tell you something. And it makes me sick to my stomach to even think of this. I don't know the word QUIT. I don't know it. It genuinely makes me sick to my stomach to even think about the word. And I won't say the word. Even spelling it out is like, bleh, gross. Don't give up. So easy to say, so hard to do. Why? Because there's people that are going to tell you that you're not good at it. There's going to be people that tell you that you can't get up the mountain. There's going to be people telling you that you're not a good singer, you're not a good artist, you're not a good engineer, you're not a good teacher. There's going to be people that you date that aren't going to see your value. There's going to be friends that you have for years that disappear like they never were in your life at all. And you're going to keep saying to yourself, what's my value? What's my value? And which will probably be next week's lead. But you can't give up. No matter how many times you get knocked down, and no matter how many times people tell you that you can't do what you're trying to do, don't give up. Because I think a lot of people in this world have settled, and I've seen what that looks like, and I'm never going on the other side of that mountain. And when you don't give up, you can achieve greatness. When you don't give up, you could do what you love and love what you do. When you don't give up, you could be in a marriage where you look to that person and you're every single day wowed by them. Even when they frustrate you, you love them so very much. When you don't give up, you achieve things. You don't achieve much when you're kind of just floating through life. And I don't know why somebody would be on autopilot on purpose. Why somebody would want life to feel like you're just getting by. You're just doing enough. You've done the bare minimum. You can't give up. I mean, you can. You shouldn't. And what does it look like when you don't give up? I've owned my business I started my company with God and I was surrounded by love from family and friends. I did a ton of this by myself. That was over 11 years ago. We've passed our decade of being in existence. We're heading toward 12 years. I've broadcasted for 20 years this November. It'll be 20. I had a lot of people stand in my way. I had people that were silent, people that pretended like I didn't exist, people that yelled at me, people that tried to put me in my place, people that tried to tell me that they were on a certain level and I wasn't, people that tell me that I don't understand journalism, I'm not a journalist, I'm not a broadcaster, I don't get the rules, people that have stolen from me, lied to me, worked with me so that they could steal from me. I've seen a lot. And throughout all of this, at any given time, I could have just given up. I could have just said, that's enough. I've been stolen from enough. I've been lied to enough. I've had enough people treat me as I'm not a human being. Right? In dating, I've seen a lot of crazy. I've made a lot of jokes about it, and I've turned it into a positive. But in the moment, it was terrifying. In the moment, it was mentally debilitating, emotionally just damaging. It was a constant tidal wave every day that was suffocating. In friendship, I've seen some of my closest friends walk out the door when nothing was done to them. So it would be easy to give up and say, you know what? There's no good people. It's not worth chasing your dreams. It's not worth trying to find love. It's not worth wanting to find the right person to live the rest of your life with. It's not worth putting a kid into this world knowing that this world is so crazy. It's not worth finding new friends when some of these old friends that you put everything into didn't even give you half back of what you gave. And then they just left. It would be easy to give up, but then you'd be alone. If I gave up after having a not so great friend, I wouldn't know the people that I know today that I consider brothers. If I gave up on love, I wouldn't be excited to find it today. You know, you can't, you shouldn't live a life where you allow this world to change you for the worse. This world will subtly, silently try to break you. And it will loudly do it too. And everything in between. And I think that this entire trip around this rock that spins around the sun is God's way of taking us and putting us in an environment to see if we're with Him then, can we withstand everything that we go through here and continue to be with Him now and the next day? Because this world will try to break you. In that Rocky Balboa movie, it'll hold you down if you let it. It'll keep you down. And that's why people need to stop putting their faith in the world and putting their faith in God. It doesn't mean to not have faith in the people that you love and care for the people that you love. It means stop thinking that this world is God. Because if you think that, then you think that what people say is gospel. I'm going to say that again. If you think that the world is God, then you think that what people say is gospel. God is the only gospel. So when you think that the world is God, then everything that's said and done in the world you consider gospel. That's why it gets in here, and that's why you believe it, even when it's not true. Listen to the gospel, not the gospel of the world, but the gospel of God. You will find amazing people in this world, and you will find people that are broken, that are hurting people on purpose, and some subconsciously. In this world, you will find people that support every dream you have, And you'll find people that stand against every single one of them, even the ones you don't even know you have yet. This world has great, and this world has gross. And you have to determine which one you're going to be. And you have to stop listening to all that noise. You know inside. Because here's the thing. There's people that have achieved dreams. There's people that are married and happily with the person that they're with. There's people that have great friends, live in a great place, have a great home, that were supported. And there's people that have all those things that weren't supported. And there are people that have those things that they were supported and not supported at the same time. But the common denominator of people that achieve things that are supported and not supported is that they didn't give up. You're not going to achieve anything if you give up and you give in. Nobody has to understand your dreams but you. Nobody has to get you and get what you do but you. You're not here to describe yourself to this world and to make this world like you and to make this world understand you. That's a common misconception that people have, and it's something that drives me nuts, is when people want you to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself. And you get to a point with people where you say, I don't have time to audition for you. And now I know there's literal auditions for a movie role and this, that, whatever. But even then, I don't think I'm proving myself to somebody. I'm proving myself to myself. I'm doing the best I can. Not everybody's going to like you. There's people that are incredible actors that don't get hired for every movie role. There are people that are fantastic singers that haven't gotten a record deal yet. But you got to put your faith in God. Because if you put your faith in the world, you're going to get lost. It's so easy to get lost. Because sometimes this world is going to build you up and pump up that ego. And other times the world is going to kick you when you're down, and they're going to keep on kicking you. And you guys might say, Dan, that sounds negative. Well, I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes this world will beat you down. And sometimes it'll build you up. But if you love you and you keep God at your core, no matter what this world does to you, you're always building yourself up. You're always being positive to yourself. You see those people that even on their worst days, they're happy to be alive? That doesn't come from putting your faith in the world. It doesn't come from thinking the world's words and actions are gospel. It comes from, to me, believing in God. To me, the people that are happy on the worst days are the people that have the strongest faith, belief, connection to God, value in themselves and in others. So don't give up. Because I've seen what giving up looks like. And you don't want to look like that. You might be beaten, you might be bruised, you might be tired, you might be stressed. But 100% of the time that you give up, you will never succeed, no matter how many black and blue marks and cuts and scrapes you have. But when you strive forward, strive upward, those cuts, those bruises, those scrapes are going to mean something. And I look forward to seeing what they mean to you. Because that's what matters. Thank you to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay for lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. It's time for the Top Dog of the Week. Top Dog of the Week, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, both available to you in East Syracuse. You could find K9 Camp Dog Daycare on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, and right down the road on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, you will find K9 Kampground Dog Boarding for longer-term care for your furry, loving member of the family. And no, I'm not talking about Uncle Phil. So, or whatever, insert, right? Insert the uncle name. Phil was the name I just came up with in this moment. They're like, you take our furry, loving family members. Well, I got an Uncle Dennis that would love to come stay there. So, Canine Kampground dog boarding for longer-term care for your furry, loving family members, your dogs of all different shapes and sizes. We appreciate everything that Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding do. You can call the daycare at 315-437-7110 and the campground at 315-299-4013. My top dog of the week for this week. Oh, man, this is tough. My top dog of the week for this week, I would have to say, is... It's got to be my Papa Joe and Mary. And I'm going to tell you why. There's so many things that they've been through. And they do it together. There's so many things that happen to them that people would say they don't deserve. And they go through them together. They've helped out family members who haven't helped them out. They have gone through physical ailments and stress and the ups and downs of life. But you talk about connecting top dog to lead, they've never given up. They've never given up. If I woke up every single morning when I was complaining, or during the day when I'm complaining, or at night when I'm complaining, or before I go to bed when I'm complaining, if I think about Papa Joe and Mary for a minute, it would be very easy for me to realize that you can make it through anything. And they have. They just never quit. And PJ said something to me a couple days ago. When he's going through this stuff and it's hard on him. And he said he didn't do it. He wasn't talking about doing it, you know, in a selfish way, you know, when he's had to get better and he was in a car accident and he's trying to, you know, get his body right and everything. He said, I do it for Mary, I do it for Joey, and I do it for you. And I've just seen them, they go through all this stuff and then they're willing to help the next person. They're stressed out of their minds, they have no time in the day, and they're bringing someone for cancer treatment. They're picking somebody up, they're letting somebody stay at their house. Going the extra mile is an understatement of what they do. So they're my top dogs because their love is incredible. Their time is always yours. And they value so many things, and they always find something to be happy about, and they pray every day, and they sit at the table together, and they spend time together, and they're constantly active and keeping their mind strong and their heart strong and making good decisions, and when they make mistakes, to get better. And they're always seeking to learn. They never think that they're completely right all the time. They're trying to know. They're challenging themselves, and they never give up. I mean, they are a constant light for me in this world. And, I mean, to see everything that they've been through and to know that they've never once just sat on the ground and said, no, I'm done. I'm giving up. It speaks volumes. And to know that they get to do it together makes it even more special. So thank you all for loving each other, and thank you for being a great example to your meatball. I love you. God bless you. That's the top dog of the week, Papa Joe and Mary. Proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. I want to thank everybody for tuning in all throughout this week. It's been a fantastic week of broadcasts, and I genuinely can't thank you enough for being a part of the show. And however you tune in Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, wherever you're at, on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. Once the shows go live, they jump into our archives, and you can find them in these awesome places: Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, Podchaser, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And a big time thanks to our incredible partners, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, 317 at Montgomery Street, Great Lakes, Honda City, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, GG Cards and Breaks, Pizza Man, Mother's Cupboard, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, PB&J's Lunchbox, Chick-fil-A Watertown. I believe I said Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, but if I didn't, I'll say it again. And we are proud to be the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. Look out for their content on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. The Bryant and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, look for their content every single month here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And the Alfred University Saxons, look for their content on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful and magical day. Please be safe. Go check out our other shows at Superpowered Pop on social media, as well as at Do Diz, that's D-I-Z, at Do Diz with Dan, and at Comic Book Trails, as well as all of our social media for Wake Up Call, Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless. No stress. Do your best. I'll talk with you soon. Stay safe. And make sure that you never give up, never QUIT, hold the good ones close, be the best friend you could ever have, believe in God, have faith, and know that no matter what annoying moment happens to you or around you, you can always strive forward. If you woke up today, you got the chance to be great, and I can't wait to see you achieve every dream you've ever had, with the grace of God and the blessings before you.